Today I'm going to show you how I built my outdoor furniture and why it's going to rival anything you find in the stores, durability wise and looks. This is just one small part of the project I got coming up outside this year, so hit that like and subscribe button too to follow along. See you out there. First thing I'm going to do is cut these down to 3-foot lengths. That's likely the biggest piece I'm going to need for a chair. But what I'm going to keep an eye out for is going to be some real nasty knots and ends of pieces like you can see like on this. I'm going to cut those off first, then get my 3 feet. Then I'm going to saw, plane, get it down to that 1.5 inches. It's going to take a long time, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's a long, rainy weekend, so let's make some dust. So to make this quick, I'm going to set up my stop block here to 3 feet. Doesn't have to be perfect. They're going to get cut again. This is just really a rough cut, but it's going to make things a lot quicker. I'll set my piece down and cut off the rough stuff, slide ahead, and get 3-foot pieces of the best stuff I can get. So I haven't made my mind up how long I'm going to make my table out there yet. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces at 3 feet. That'll just give me a little bit of room to work and make my mind up. Then I'm going to cut the rest of the pieces at 2 feet because those are going to be slats for the chair. The chair is not going to be any wider than 2 feet. So I've got everything broken down to much more manageable sizes. So I'm going to run them through the planer, but first I'm going to have a look at them. Some of these have got some dirt on them. I don't want that going through my planer, so I'm going to brush them clean. Then I'm going to clean everything up. After that, I'll move on to ripping them down to the width. First pieces I'm going to work on are going to be the base and the back. And to hold my slats, I'm going to dado a groove around the edge of all these pieces. It's going to be a 3/4 inch deep one so that it fits my 3/4 inch thick slats. So now that I got all my grooves cut, I'm going to start putting the miters on them so I can glue them up and get the bases and the backs done. After I give everything a quick sand, I'm going to glue it and clamp it all. I'm also going to be using a lot of screws in this project just for extra strength, but any screw I use I'm going to hide. So I'm going to pre-drill every hole with a 3/8 bit and then plug it after. While my frames are drying, I'm going to play around and come up with a design for my arms. I originally went with a 2x6 but felt it was too blocky, so built it down to 3.5 inches. And I'm just going to set the height and the depth for my personal preference. Next, I'm going to mark out where all my half laps are going to land. Then I'll take them over to my table saw and cut them all out. I should mention that I ended up going with 2-inch thickness instead of the 1.5 I originally planned. But when doing half laps, that doesn't really matter. I'm still only going to go halfway through whatever the material thickness is. All right, so now I'm going to add a bunch of glue, a couple screws, and put it all together. Now, with the arms all done and the base and the back all dried up, I'm just going to mock up how I want this to look. I know I want a little bit of lean for the seat, not much, just a little one that you kind of sink back into. So I've cut these scrap pieces of wood up. I've got 2 of them at 16 inches high and 2 of them at 17. So I'm just going to clamp everything together and then get a feel for how I want the back to go. So I got the lean that I like. I found out what angle it was at, so I just went to my table saw and ripped a piece of bracing for that angle. So I've got to take this all apart and get that piece of bracing in there now, but first I'm going to mark where I'm going to have my screw holes and my bracing in before I take this down. That way I can get a nice uniform line, and even though they're just plugs, I still want them to line up and look nice. Now, in order to get the chair to actually rock back a bit, this top corner is going to have to sit proud about 1/2 inch. That's what I measured when I did my mock-up earlier. I just put a couple shims under here that's going to help me hold it to that 1/2 inch mark. With my block in place, it's time to assemble everything. So I'm just going to fit everything into where it's supposed to go, measure, make sure it's equal on both sides, then add the glue and screws. Once this is all done, the only thing left to do is the slats. I've got quite a few slats to do here, so I'm going to set up a little jig so that I can pre-drill everything dead center. So I just took a couple pieces of scrap wood, found center on one board, clamped it all down so I can repeat these holes every single time. With all the slats pre-drilled now, it's almost ready for assembly. The last thing I've got to do is make the arms. All I'm going to do for the arms is take a piece of this 4-inch material I used for the slats, cut it just a bit longer than the frame, round it over, and then secure it to the frame. With the chair assembled, I'm going to start on the coffee table.
Now I already dadoed out all my grooves when I was set up earlier, so here I'm just going to mark out where I'm going to have my legs half lapped into it. These aren't going to be exactly half laps. On these pieces I can only take 3/4 of depth out, or else it's going to cut into the border. So that means on the legs I'm going to cut the opposite amount out so that everything sits flush. Before I can assemble the legs, I need to mark and cut out for my stretcher pieces.
Now with the top glued up, I'm going to just set my legs in place, set them up nice and square so I can get a measurement for my stretchers. And I'm going to make those before I glue and screw everything into place.
Now here it looks like everything's 99% complete, but you'd be grossly underestimating the amount of time these plugs took, just like I did. There's a lot of plugs here. There's almost 60 per chair. So I head over to my drill press and start making plug after plug after plug. I could have bought a dowel, but I didn't think that far ahead, so here I am. I got tired of this part real quick, but I gotta say at the end it was really worth it. And even once you get all the plugs done and sawed off, you still gotta sand them all. And if you recall, there's quite a few tight spots here that an orbital sander won't fit, so a lot of hand sanding involved. Then of course the final touch, the stain. I actually enjoyed this part. After all the hard work of building and cutting and measuring, it was kind of relaxing just to throw in some music and stain. And I really liked the color of this too, so as I went it just was more rewarding. I really like the way these turned out. And if you did too, just give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.